Bill O'Neill. Winner, winner, winner. Bill O'Neill advances for title. Indeed. The birthday girl, Stephanie Zavala.
9 to make the show. There it is.
He yelled, do it, and he did it. BJ Moore makes the show. 10 is a win for Snodgrass. Title number 6 on the PWBA Tour.
Off his hand, it looks good. It looks good. He's done it. He's done it. Welcome everyone to Bowl TV. We're excited to have you tuning in on YouTube and on Bowl TV for a 15-minute live look in here at the 2026 Team USA Trials practice session for the men. We kick off 2026 here in Las Vegas at Gold Coast with one of the biggest events of the year. So for our Bowl TV viewers, you'll be able to continue watching all of our live stream pairs right here when this segment ends. Make sure to subscribe to Bowl TV if you aren't yet and catch all the action this week. I'm Craig Elliott, and joining me this week is PBA Hall of Famer Tom Hess, and we're watching practice session here of the Tour Trials. Tom, it's been a minute, 5-6 months since we've been together in the booth.
Yeah, it's been a while. You decided to become a bionic man, go get some body parts replaced, got some new knees. I'm enjoying having you back.
All I need to know is, did you miss me?
I missed you. Of course I did. Well, it might be, but it's the answer I had to give.
So, Tom, this is an event, you've been part of Team USA in the past, and this is really a fun way to kick off 2026. We've got, 175 boys, full squad, sold out every year, waiting list. And, some of these kids are going to make Team USA for the first time and get to wear the red, white, and blue, which I know you really enjoy doing.
Yeah, there's no bigger honor in the sport of bowling than donning the red, white, and blue and bowling for your country. I've been fortunate enough to do it 3 times, and somebody out here is going to fulfill a dream. We've got a lot, so some young kids, some first-timers. We've got some grizzled veterans, guys looking to make the team again for the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th time. When you look at guys like Chris Vi, Andrew Anderson, Darren Tang, AJ Johnson. Of course, all of those guys cannot win the national amateur champion. That event is just for non-professionals.
And you reminded me that we're going to have a new champion this year.
We are going to have a new national amateur champion, CJ Petrin, who won this event last year, is now a PBA member and has recently earned his exemption right in to the 2026 tour. So a new national amateur champion. But we could have a repeat team trials champion as Ryan Barnes had a breakout year, won team trials, went on to the PBA tour, made a bunch of shows, rookie of the year, and looking to kick off 2026 in a good way is Ryan. He is in the field.
Yeah, and obviously we talked a lot about Ryan the last couple of years, but he's earned every bit of that talk. I mean, goodness, you talked about just a few things he's done. Won trials last year, made how many TV shows, made a TV show on the tour when he was still in college. I mean, it's amazing what he's done, and it's still so early in his career.
Yeah, he works there. I don't think there's anybody that works harder than Ryan. A lot of people will talk about, well, he's got a Hall of Fame mom and a Hall of Fame dad, and don't get me wrong, that helps, but that having a Hall of Fame parent doesn't put you anywhere. Ryan went out and did the work. He works hard, and I'm excited to see where he goes. I made a comment in one of the telecasts last year about, where I thought Ryan could be in 10 years, and I said it, and I meant it. I wasn't just throwing it. I said 10 years from now, Ryan could be the best in the world.
You haven't beaten Chris's 19 titles?
Well, that's interesting.
Titles are different nowadays.
Titles are different nowadays. They're going to get about 15 cracks, it looks like, on tour next year, where, when Chris did a lot of his, there was 32 to 40 weeks a year. So that could be hard, getting to that 19 titles. It's a different game nowadays.
Yeah, that's a big number. No matter how many chances you got to beat the best in the world that many times. So we talked about some returning champions. You mentioned Ryan, Crystal Island on the women's side. We'll talk about the women's later in our practice session. Caitlin Abaganya, and you mentioned CJ. But a couple notable guys. One that sticks out to us is Alec Keplinger. Was on the wait list, wasn't able to get in. A guy we expect to, he's been on Team USA before. Of course, yes, he can do a resume submission potential if he wants to get back on again. But going through that list, that's probably the name that really steps out. There's a few guys here you and I were talking about. Dallas Leong, he's practicing. He's on the wait list, but if somebody else doesn't check in, he could jump in. He lives here in Vegas, so that kind of helps. Jason Kohlhaas, another one who's bowled this event multiple times. He's here practicing, hoping to get a spot in there. But it's 175 of the best men bowlers in the country here taking a chance at making Team USA. And new players, we'll learn a lot about new players throughout the next 5 days. And Tom, give us a little rundown on what to expect over the next 5 days of qualifying, if you would.
Yeah, we've got quite a schedule today. Practice session for the men, 10 to noon, just 2 hours. They're going to get a crack at all 5 patterns. And then each day, 6 rounds, 6 games of qualifying over 5 rounds. Your goal to win this thing is to have the least amount of points. And the way you get the points, you get 1 point for your finishing position. So if you win day 1, you get 1 point. If you get 100th day 1, you get 100 points. The goal at the end of 5 days is to have the lowest points. We were talking a little bit ago about there's actually 2 tournaments in one going on here. There's Team USA Trials, which anybody in the field can win Team USA Trials. And then there's the U.S. National Amateur Champion that all of the pros that are in the field are excluded from that. So we could have 2 champions at the end of the week. We could have 1 in each of the divisions. They will be bowling on 5 different patterns.
And patterns were just announced, about an hour or so ago?
Yeah, give me...
And the players getting look. All 5 patterns are out in this building here at Gold Coast, scattered across the center. So all the players can kind of bounce around, throw a few here, throw a few there, get some building characteristics and see what pattern suits them.
Yeah, I can run through those real quick, Craig. The first pattern, men's day 1, are going to be bowling on 42 feet, 30 mils. Well, I'm just going to give you a small little breakdown of all of these. We'll get into in-depth each of the days. Day 2, 38 feet, a little more oil, 34.45 mils for day 2. Day 3, 44 feet, 28 mils. That one that's a flatter pattern. I can't wait to talk about that one. Got a little bit of an asymmetry to it.
Yeah, it seems like every year there's one pattern that everybody looks at. It's like, that's the one you got to be careful on. Is that the one you thinking? Day 3?
That could be. That's looking a little bit to the flatter side. Day 4, a 50-footer with 31.5 mils of oil. And we're going to end this thing on 40 feet, 33.5 mils. So shortest pattern, 38. We're going to bowl on a 38, a 40, a 42, a 44, and a 50.
So, my next question for you, Tom, we'll get off the patterns here shortly, but any of those patterns say urethane when you look at that?
To me, no.
Because 38 is not really that short, right?
But to a lot of these
we're used to 24 feet back in the 80s, but 38 feet is not really a short pattern. Mills obviously make a difference and all that stuff. But. addition to all the qualifiers, we've got men's, we've got women's. Emil Williams Jr. and Stephanie Johnson will be in to do the women's event. Tom and I are going to do the practice later, but those two people will be in this afternoon, and they'll be live tomorrow for the women's session. Same thing, the bowl, 5 days of 6 games. And we'll talk about all that stuff again later this afternoon as we do the same live look-in for about 15 minutes with the women's practice session.
Yeah, we're going to have 8 channels of coverage for everybody.
Hopefully, that's our goal.
That's our goal.
As all our Bowl TV viewers know, you know what? We're at the mercy of electronics at times, and that in theory, we plan on doing 8 channels plus the main, so you're going to be able to see. We don't have the whole center covered. This is a big. What is it? I don't remember. 72.
It's 70.
70 lanes, and we're using a lot of them.
Yeah.
So of course we're not covering the whole building, but we got a good chunk of it. So you're going to see all your favorite players throughout. What we covered? What 32 lanes.
We got 32 lanes of the 70 covered, and they will be using all of them from 1 to 70.
AJ
5
Johnson
guys on a pair. Yep.
AJ had a pretty good end of the year with some big numbers at some different league and tournaments I saw. Julian Salinas. So there's a guy to me. He won this USAM 2 years ago. He was 2nd or 3rd last year. You got to believe he's going to be right up there again.
Yeah, he seems to love this format. Very talented bowler. Need to catch up with him. I don't know if he is still at SCAD.
It's a good question. We'll have to catch him later this afternoon as we get some time to talk to some other players, some other featured content we're going to work on. Maybe some This Week in Bowl TV, some player profiles, do a little Q&A with some guys. Try to have some fun throughout the week with these players. There's a lot of serious bowling. But one thing, Tom, I wanted to touch on before we go off air, the old adage: you can't win it the first day, but you can lose it the first day, the way the point system goes. If you have a miserable day one, you could be in a world of hurt.
Well, I can speak to some experience of that. 1 year I came out here and we bowled on a 35-foot pattern day one. I bowled awful, 175 guys, and I got 145 points day one. It's been taken right around to make the top 3, anywhere from 60 to 80 points, sometimes a little bit lower. So that year, I got 145 points day one, and I want to say I ended up at like 207 points or something like that.
So next 4 days are pretty solid.
Next 4 days pretty solid, but unfortunately, that's the beauty or the agony of this format is you got to be at the top every day. Can't have one of those bad days where you fall, below say 50th.
Yeah, the one that stands out was it last year. Spencer Robards, who won 2 days.
Yeah, 1 2 days.
But the other 3 were not very good.
Yep, and that happens. This is not a total pins format. I like that. The total pins format, a guy can, no matter what you put out there, somebody always matches up, and somebody's always going to bomb them. And with a total pins format, you could have a guy go out and lead the field by 100. And then kind of, you can never really truly put it on, quote unquote, cruise control at a 5-day format.
But you
like
have to take as many risks potentially, which makes a big difference.
So you could have that big total pins lead and just keep grinding away with that. With this format, you lead by 100. Well, you've only got a one point advantage over second place. And to determine who's going to represent our country, I think you need to be the best on a multitude of patterns over the whole week, and I like the format. I like the change they've made. Another change they've made to the format over the last couple of years is the scheduling. The men will bowl early every morning. The men are going to kick us off at 8 o'clock every day.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Qualifying starts tomorrow, as I mentioned, Saturday. We're going to bowl all the way through Wednesday. We're going to end this event crowning our national amateur champions. The women are going to take to the lanes every day at 3 o'clock. In years past, they used to alternate, where men would bowl at 8 and 3, and then the women would come in at 8, and the men would bowl at 3.
Just gives everybody a chance to be rested properly instead of, bowl late one day, earlier the
Yep.
next, and all that kind of stuff where, you just get thrown off.
There
your
is no
routine.
men bowling against the women type deal. So this way, everybody gets the proper rest.
And Tom Hankey will be one of the guys who doesn't get a lot of rest. He's here oiling for Kegel. He's got a lot of work to do over the next several days. So good luck, Tom. It's great to see you, but he works his butt off out here to put out great patterns and make this as fair as possible for all these competitors.
Yeah, Kegel, of course, a gold sponsor of the USBC, taking care of all the lane maintenance duties for the USBC events.
So, Tom, we've kind of gone through our little 15-minute-ish live looking here on YouTube and on Bowl TV. The main channel will go down, but all the other channels you can just bounce around and find your favorite players. Is we're going to take this time to kind of dial things in a little bit. It looks like we've got a few cameras that need to be refocused to check the white balance, things like that. All the stuff that we do on practice day as well. So be sure to come back at 2 o'clock this afternoon for the women's. Is that right?
Well, you put me on the spot. Let me hit schedule here
I questioned
real
myself,
quick.
but I'm pretty sure it was 2.
2 to 4
Yeah,
for the
2 to
ladies
4.
practice session.
So, Tom, I look forward to the next 5 days. We have a lot of action. We get to see a lot of dreams come true for some of these players, and this is always one of the funnest weeks for us to be able to watch these young players, kind of blossom and live out a dream here and making Team USA. I know I've been involved with several of the kids through the years you have, so it's fun to really see that and be a part of it and watch it unfold. So a lot of bowling, a lot of action yet to come. Any final thoughts?
I'm excited to see a couple of people in here. The men just went to Hong Kong. I don't think that they like the results that they got over there. And I think you've got some guys that are hungry to fight their way back onto the team. Lots of young kids, lots of college kids out here. I'm excited to see how they handle the emotions, the ebbs and flows of a 5-day event, 30 games of qualifying, and we're going to see heartbreak and we're going to see jubilation come Wednesday night. Been there to see it all a couple of times, and the jubilation of the Team USA members as they walk across that stage and get their jackets and join the team. And when you look at this field, some of the names I've named, not everybody's going to make it. You're going to see the heartbreak there. But no, I think it's going to be a great week, and I'm excited to see 12 members that are going to join Team USA.
Yeah, there will be tears on that final day, no doubt about it. Some might be coming from you.
Oh yeah.
But we do want to thank everybody for tuning in here. This concludes our commentary practice. Thanks to all our YouTube viewers for tuning in. Practice will continue on the side channels on Bowl TV, as mentioned. You'll be able to catch our next live coverage 2 o'clock this afternoon with the women's practice session for a little live look in. We'll go over the same stuff again. If you weren't watching this morning, you'll be able to catch it this afternoon. So if you'd like to watch all the action from this event, head over to bowltv.com. Sign up. Join us there for exclusive access. You'll be able to watch all the lanes of coverage, 32 lanes of coverage, expert analysis, and stay up to date with all the latest updates. So until 2 o'clock, for Tom Hess, I'm Craig Elliott. Remember, on Bowl TV, bowling lives here.
See y'all in a few hours.